What type of characteristics of agricultural produce? Given in a region known for its apple orchards, apple growers face uncertainty due to unpredictable weather conditions. Sudden frost or hailstorms during the flowering season can significantly damage the apple blossoms, leading to potential yield loss and lower quality fruit. Oh.
You chose uncertainty, and it is correct.
What type of characteristics of agricultural produce given? Potato farmer faces a logistical challenge due to the harvested potatoes. The potatoes take up a significant amount of space in storage and transportation, requiring specialized equipment and facilities to handle the volume efficiently.
Nice selection. Bulliness is the correct and valid answer.
What type of characteristics of agricultural produce given? Tomato farmer has invested in a state-of-the-art processing facility to turn surplus tomatoes into canned tomato products. This involves washing, peeling, and canning the tomatoes to extend their shelf life and add value to the produce.
Smart move. Processing is an accurate answer.
Are considered to be the most important of all the functions of agricultural marketing. These mainly include functions related to buying and selling. Buying and selling are complementary to each other, and one cannot take place without the other.
You're right. Exchange functions is the correct answer. Intensive agricultural farming systems occupy what % of Australian agricultural land? Excellent. 2 is a brilliant choice. A living organism that possesses a novel combination of genetic material obtained through the use of modern biotechnology. Good job. Your answer, genetically modified crop, works well here.
The time when human beings first domesticated plants and animals, and no longer relied entirely on hunting and gathering.
Bravo! First agricultural revolution is the answer. Choose correct solution for agricultural pollution with respect to the statement. For the farms to become clean once again, levels of water, soil, and industrial pollution have to be kept in check. Excellent choice. Government regulations is the right answer.
The people working on the farm for the lord of the manor during medieval times were called dash.
Nice work. You chose peasants, and it is correct.
Rapid diffusion of new agricultural technology, especially new high-yield seeds and fertilizers.
Valid point. Green revolution is true.
Agriculture undertaken primarily to generate products for sale off the farm.
Correct response. Commercial agriculture is the most accurate answer. Citrus olive plantations and Herta-type agricultural practice are specific. Well picked. South Europe is the correct answer. Consists of improvements to agriculture brought about by the application of modern scientific methods to the development of new crop varieties and agricultural inputs. Sharp thinking. Green revolution is the right choice. Dash is the study and use of living things, cells, and genetic components to invent, improve, and modify products and processes for a purpose or benefit to our world. Strong choice. Biotechnology is the right answer. Polyculture is a culture system in which they cultivate dash. Good thinking. Several plant species simultaneously throughout the year is the right answer. In modern agriculture, agricultural plots are from dash.
On track. Large dimensions, large estates presenting regular forms is the correct answer.
In the mountain areas, the slope of the strands dash. Solid response. Increases soil erosion is a valid choice.
The agricultural landscape in the picture below is
Well reasoned. Landscape of closed, cultivated fields is the correct choice. What agricultural activity taking place in Area B? Exactly. Pastoral nomadism makes sense and it is right choice. A homogeneous raw material or primary agricultural product that can be bought or sold is called a commodity. Examples of a commodity include correct grain, precious metals, oil, beef, and wheat is the right answer.
Advancements in which of the following technologies has allowed producers to increase the number of people they are able to provide for?
Perfect. Biotechnology is the correct choice.
the land fund of our country includes.
Well done. Agricultural Land Fund is the right choice.
Which term refers to tools used to alter living organisms to make or modify products, improve plants or animals, etc.?
Smart pick. Biotechnology is the correct choice.
All of the following were tools inventions created in Neolithic times, except. Right choice. Tractor is the best answer.
How did the increasing abundance of food from the agricultural revolution change daily life in the Neolithic age?
Great job. A variety of occupations developed is the accurate answer.
Which term refers to the practice of grown crops or raising animals to be used for human needs and wants?
You got it. Your choice agriculture is right.
This pathway includes agricultural engineers, GPS specialists, and equipment mechanics and operators.
Right again. Power, structural and technical systems is a valid answer.
Which of the following is not a problem limitation of institutional agricultural finance in India?
Clear logic. Your choice, low interest rates, is sound and 100% true.
Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices recommends minimum support price for commodities. Nicely done. 3 is a solid answer. Which term refers to those that supply farm inputs such as feed and seed and market farm products? Great thinking. Agribusiness is the right choice.
What is the role of state departments of natural resources in managing Yellowstone National Park?
Correct response. Manage and regulate natural resources within the park is the most accurate answer. According to the presentation, which of the following is not a focus of agricultural careers? Smart move. Marketing is an accurate answer. Family farming is a much employed agricultural practice in Brazil. Its main feature is the sharp thinking. De-use of family labor is the right choice. How did people's dwellings change after the agricultural revolution? Nice work. You chose they became larger and more stable and permanent, and it is correct. Which gas is produced when organic agricultural waste undergoes anaerobic decomposition? Strong choice. Methane is the right answer.
What would be an example of how a soil scientist would help a farmer with their crop?
Well reasoned. Creating productive and sustainable agricultural systems is the correct choice. What is the term used to describe a sudden, complete, or marked change in something? On track. revolution is the correct answer.
Which technology is mentioned as a solution for improving agricultural productivity?
Valid point. Internet of Things is true.
Which of the following is a primary characteristic of Borlaug's green revolution?
Nice selection. Biotechnology is the correct and valid answer.
Which agricultural technology was central to the Second Agricultural Revolution? Clear logic. Your choice, steel plow, is sound and 100% true.
All of the following are the results of the agricultural revolution except dash.
Good thinking. Domesticated animals were used to protect families is the right answer.
Which of the following was not a key change during the agricultural revolution?
Smart pick. Exposure is the correct choice.
What cultural event marks the shift from a nomadic lifestyle to a settled one? Right choice. The agricultural revolution is the best answer.
What did the increase in population in England and Wales by 1801 help to fuel? Right again. The Industrial Revolution is a valid answer.
What new technology was used in the Second Agricultural Revolution in Europe?
You're right. Seed drill is the correct answer.
What is a significant factor contributing to food shortages and malnutrition?
Well done. Urbanization is the right choice.
Which of the following is not a result of the First Agricultural Revolution? Nicely done. Population decline is a solid answer. Group B. What all was invented in the 19th century as agricultural machinery? Excellent. Iron implements is a brilliant choice.
Among the main consequences of agriculture in developing countries are dash.
Exactly. Deforestation, desertification, and periods of lack and hunger makes sense. And it is right choice.
Other forms of environmentally sustainable agricultural production are dash.
Perfect. Biodynamic agriculture and permaculture and natural agriculture is the correct choice.
What is the most common method for controlling weeds in agricultural areas? Bravo. Use of chemical pesticides is the answer.
Which term refers to the use and management of things on Earth naturally?
Correct. Natural resources is the right answer.
Are agriculture and livestock part of which sector of economic activity?
Great job. Primary sector is the accurate answer. Grouper. In a K, the agricultural machinery was estimated to be worth dash. You chose £6.5 million, and it is correct. Which of the following agricultural practices can help prevent weeding?
Good job. Your answer culture rotation works well here.
Marketing agricultural products happens in several places, such as dash.
Great thinking. Restaurants, grocery stores, and farmers markets is the right choice.
What does IT in agricultural biotechnology primarily aim to achieve?
Well picked. Enhance human understanding of agricultural systems is the correct answer. Group ALF. Which company manufactured the popular Waterloo Boy tractor? Solid response. Waterloo Company is a valid choice.
The Second Agricultural Revolution allowed a dash in food supplies.
excellent choice. Surplus is the right answer. An early center of human agricultural development is called a dash. You got it. Your choice hearth is right. Reserve Bank of India set up the agricultural refinance in dash. You chose 1963 and it is correct. How can agricultural waste be used to improve soil quality? Solid response. Both A and B is a valid choice. Which one of these does not come under agricultural waste? Right again. Cardboard is a valid answer. What is the term that describes the discovery of farming? On track. Agricultural revolution is the correct answer.
Which innovation led to the 1830 agricultural rebellion?
Valid point. Makel's threshing machine is true. The third agricultural revolution is also known as dash. Smart move. The Green Revolution is an accurate answer. When did the agricultural revolution begin in Britain? Excellent. 1500 is a brilliant choice. How did the agricultural revolution impact the people? Correct. All of these is the right answer.
What is the earliest source of agricultural pollution?
Smart pick. Chemical fertilizers and pesticides is the correct choice. The Neolithic agricultural revolution was when dash. Good job. Your answer. Farming changed everything works well here. What is the purpose of agricultural biotechnology? You're right. To make production cheaper and more manageable is the correct answer. Agricultural Price Commission established in dash. Well reasoned. 1965 is the correct choice. What does forestry and natural resources involve? Great thinking. Conservation of forests and wildlife is the right choice. How much of an agricultural product is produced? Strong choice. Yield is the right answer. When did the agricultural revolution end? Nicely done. 1850 is a solid answer. What does agricultural mechanics involve? Sharp thinking. Performing repairs on various types of equipment is the right choice. A system to bring water to crops. Good thinking. Irrigation is the right answer. The full form of NABARD is. Well done. National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development is the right choice.
ARD was renamed as dash.
You got it? Your choice, Agricultural Refinance and Development Corporation, is right.
NABARD was preceded by.
Well picked. Agricultural Refinance and Development Corporation is the correct answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. Exactly. Contact Narayan Changder makes sense and it is right choice.